When a woman is thinking about you, her body language often shows much more than words ever can. These small, quiet, and mostly automatic signals act like hidden codes or silent messages that give you deep insight into her attraction and feelings. The truth is, most men ignore these signs completely, and because of that, they miss chances to build stronger and more meaningful bonds. But when you learn how to spot and understand them, you can find her unspoken desires and even move the connection to a deeper level. Today, I am sharing 9 powerful signs that show she is dreaming about you and thinking about you more than you realize. These signals are real mental indicators that she is not just slightly interested, she is mentally placing you into her private world. Stay with me until the very end because the final sign, number 9, is the one women find hardest to control, and it reveals exactly what she is feeling deep inside. The first sign is that she moves restlessly when you are near. Fidgeting is one of the strongest signs of nervous energy. It often shows up when someone feels excited, worried, or emotionally charged around a person they like. If she becomes unusually active when you are around, adjusting her bracelet, playing with her rings, fixing her watch, smoothing her clothes, or lightly tapping her foot, it is not an accident. It is her body trying to handle the emotional rush she feels in your presence. She might absent-mindedly spin a pen while talking, bite her nails, shift her weight from side to side, or keep changing her posture when you are close. These actions may seem small on the surface, but they signal a high level of focus and attraction underneath. A helpful detail to notice is what happens when you walk away. If the fidgeting suddenly stops once you leave, that is a strong sign that you were the cause of her nervous excitement. The second sign is that she plays with her hair. Hair is one of the most powerful tools women use, often without knowing it, to show attraction. If she is twisting a strand, running her fingers through it, tucking it behind her ear, or flipping it over her shoulder while talking to you, she is not just fixing her look, she is subtly trying to pull your eyes to her. This behavior is very instinctive. Without thinking, she is improving her look so she appears more attractive to you. On a deeper level, playing with her hair can also point to nervous excitement. If she feels slightly shy around you, her hands may naturally move to her hair as a way to let out tension. Timing is important here. If she starts touching or fixing her hair right after making eye contact with you or while you are speaking, it is rarely a coincidence. It is her silent way of saying she is aware of you and cares about how she looks in front of you. But hair and fidgeting are only the start. The real story is often told through her eyes because her gaze can show emotions she is trying to hide. The next signs reveal how her eyes stay on you, how her body moves closer, and how her actions start to match yours. The third sign is that her eyes stay on you. People say the eyes never lie, and when it comes to attraction, that saying is very true. When a woman feels drawn to you, her eyes usually show it first. She may hold your gaze a little longer than normal, steal quick looks when she thinks you are not watching, or look away quickly only to look back moments later. There is also science behind this. Pupil growth happens naturally when someone feels emotionally excited, curious, or deeply interested. If her eyes appear brighter, wider, or locked onto yours, it is a sign that she is mentally and emotionally focused on you. Watch closely during a talk. If her gaze moves from your eyes down to your lips and then back again, that is a subconscious sign of imagined closeness, even if she would never say it out loud. The fourth sign is that she leans closer to you. Physical distance says a lot. People do not enter someone's personal space unless they feel comfortable, curious, or truly interested. When a woman is attracted to you, she will often find small ways to cut the space between you. She might lean in while you are talking, stand closer than she needs to, or lightly brush against you as she walks by. These moments are rarely accidents. Her body is naturally pulling her toward you. Even small choices like sitting next to you when other seats are open or turning her chair directly toward you show that she enjoys being near you. And this closeness is not just physical. When she consistently leans in, she is quietly sharing a desire for emotional closeness as well. The fifth sign is that she copies your actions. This is one of the most interesting mental signs of attraction. Mirroring happens when she unconsciously copies your posture, hand movements, or even your way of speaking. It is a natural way humans build a bond and trust. If you cross your arms or legs and she does the same shortly after, that is mirroring. If you lean forward and she follows, that is alignment. If you speak with energy and she matches it, that is emotional mirroring. It goes beyond body movement. She may mirror your mood as well. If you become serious, her voice might get softer. If you get excited, she may show that excitement back to you. This happens because when someone is emotionally involved, their subconscious wants to stay in sync with the person they like. If she mirrors you, it means she is tuned into you on a deeper level. This is where many men make a mistake. They focus only on facial expressions and miss the more revealing details. In reality, her feet and her hands can show even more than her eyes ever will. The sixth sign is that her feet point toward you. Most people never think to look down, but feet are one of the most honest signs of interest. Facial expressions can be controlled, but feet usually reveal true focus without us knowing. If her feet are turned toward you during a talk, even if she is speaking to others, it shows that you are where her attention really is. In group settings, this becomes even clearer. She might be laughing with friends, but if her feet stay pointed toward you, her subconscious has already picked you. On the other hand, feet pointing away toward a door or another person can show she is distracted or not interested. The feet rarely lie. The seventh sign is that she touches her neck or collarbone. These areas are sensitive and open parts of the body. When a woman draws attention to them in your presence, it often shows attraction mixed with nerves. She may fix her necklace, lightly move her fingers along her collarbone, or rub the back of her neck while talking to you. There are two reasons for this. First, it is a calming move. Her body uses it to soothe nerves caused by excitement. Second, it subtly highlights an intimate area of her body, pulling your eyes there without her saying anything. If she does this while keeping eye contact or leaning toward you, it is more than just a nervous habit. It is a sign of comfort, openness, and attraction working together. As her emotions get stronger, her body begins to show things she cannot control at all. That is where the final two signs come in, and they are some of the most certain signals of all. The eighth sign is that she blushes around you. Blushing is one of the purest and most honest signs of attraction. It is not something she can fake or easily stop. When a woman feels nervous, excited, or emotionally moved by someone, blood rushes to her face and her cheeks turn warm and pink. If you notice her blushing when you enter the room, when you give her a compliment, or when you move a little closer, it is not random. Her body is showing emotions she may be trying to hide. That is what makes blushing so powerful. It skips logic and goes straight to the truth. If she blushes around you, it is because her feelings are coming to the surface, whether she wants them to or not. The ninth and final sign is that she focuses on her lips. This one is subtle but very revealing. When a woman feels drawn to you, her lips often become the center of her body language. You may notice her biting her lower lip, gently licking her lips, pressing them together, or lightly touching them while listening to you speak. These actions happen without a conscious thought. They are strong signs of physical attraction and imagination. Her body is quietly drawing attention to her mouth, inviting your focus without words, even while laughing or talking normally. If her lips keep giving these signals, it means her thoughts are going beyond the conversation. And here is the final detail many men miss. If her eyes briefly move from your eyes to your lips and then back again while she is touching her own lips, it is a powerful sign that she is imagining intimacy. At that moment, she is not just hearing you, she is picturing you, feeling you, and placing you inside her private thoughts. That is the moment when attraction is no longer a question. It is already alive in her mind. Between your eyes and your lips while you are talking, that is one of the clearest subconscious signs that she is dreaming about you. It happens when her attention drifts without her even realizing it. Her eyes move back and forth as if she is caught between listening to your words and imagining something more personal. This is not something she plans or controls. It is automatic, driven by her inner thoughts. Bonus sign 1 is that she finds small and almost innocent reasons to touch you. Touch is one of the most basic forms of communication humans have. Long before words, touch was how a bond was built. When a woman is dreaming about you, she will often create small, gentle ways to close the physical gap. She will not suddenly grab your hand or pull you close in an obvious way. Instead, she creates moments where touch feels natural, comfortable, and safe for both of you. She might lightly brush your arm while laughing at something you said. She may tap your shoulder just to get your attention, even though she could have used words. She might hand you something and let her fingers stay against yours for a second longer than needed. She could even give you a playful push during a talk, acting like it is just fun, but really it is a way to feel closer to you. On the surface, these touches look normal and harmless. Anyone watching might think nothing of them, but when they happen again and again, they stop being random. They become a pattern. That pattern is her subconscious trying to create closeness without saying it out loud. The reason this matters is simple. Touch releases bonding chemicals in the brain. Each light touch sends a signal that says connection, safety, and closeness. Every time she does it, her body is quietly making the emotional link she feels with you stronger. In her mind, it feels good, even if she cannot explain why. Now, here is where it becomes even more interesting. Pay attention to whether she does this with other people. If she is friendly, but keeps her distance with others, yet somehow always finds a reason to touch you, then this is not your imagination. She is crossing the invisible line of personal space because she feels drawn to you on a deeper level. Notice her reaction right after the touch. Does she smile softly? Does she look away quickly? Does she blush or seem a little shy for a moment? That tiny reaction is important. It is her body giving her away. It shows that she enjoyed the closeness and that the dream in her mind just became a little more real. Bonus sign 2 is that she brings you into her imagination. When a woman thinks about you often, it does not stay locked inside her head. It starts to come out through her words. She will slowly pull you into her inner world. This is one of the strongest signs of emotional and romantic imagination. It happens when she begins to include you in her stories, her ideas, and her imagined future moments. She might talk about situations and casually place you beside her in them. She could joke and say something like, "If you were there, you would probably save me from that situation." She might talk about trips, adventures, or random experiences and picture you with her. She could say something like, "We would probably get lost if we went hiking together, but at least it would be fun." These comments may sound light and playful, but they are not meaningless. Sometimes she will test the waters with romantic "what if" questions. She might ask, "Can you imagine us dancing at a wedding?" Or say, "I think we would actually look good together in that kind of setting." What she is doing in these moments is painting a picture. She is inviting you into a version of reality that already exists in her mind. These are not random jokes or empty words. They are small windows into the thoughts she has when she is alone. From a mental point of view, this is very powerful. When someone starts placing you into their imagined stories, it means you have moved past being just someone she talks to. You have entered her inner space. This is where emotional attachment begins to grow. This is where feelings start to get deeper. If you notice her doing this again and again, do not ignore it as nothing. It is not just normal talk. It is her subconscious showing that she is not only thinking about you in the present moment, she is imagining you as part of her life ahead. So let us bring it all together. If a woman is dreaming about you and thinking about you often, her body language will quietly reveal it through 9 clear signs. First, she moves restlessly when you are close, adjusting herself without knowing why. Second, she plays with her hair, twisting it, touching it, or moving it away from her face. Third, her eyes stay on you longer than normal, as if she forgets to look away. Fourth, she leans in closer when you speak, reducing the space between you. Fifth, she mirrors your movements, copying your posture, your gestures, or even your tone without realizing it. Sixth, her feet point toward you, showing where her attention truly is. Seventh, she touches her neck or collarbone, a sensitive area she shows when she feels drawn in. Eighth, she blushes around you, even when there is no clear reason. Ninth, her attention moves to your lips while you talk. Each of these signs on its own might not mean much, but when you see several of them together, they tell a clear story. Words can be chosen carefully, and sometimes they can lie. Body language is different. It is honest because it comes from the subconscious. When you learn to notice these small signals, you gain real insight into her hidden emotions, her desires, and her attraction. You stop guessing. You stop doubting yourself. You start understanding what is really happening beneath the surface. And when you can read her body language clearly, you know how to respond in a calm and confident way without overthinking or missing the moment. If you found this information powerful, make sure you press the like button so more men can learn these insights. Subscribe to Dark Psychology for more content about attraction, relationships, and the hidden side of female psychology. And tell me in the comments, which of these 9 signs have you noticed before in your own life? Have you ever realized too late that a woman was secretly thinking about you? Share your experience. I would really like to hear it. Until next time, this is Amelia from Dark Psychology, helping you understand and unlock the secrets of the female mind. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, her behavior shifts from simple interest to a state of high awareness. Beyond the initial physical signs, she begins to show more complex psychological signals that prove you are dominating her thoughts. These next indicators move away from just body language and enter the territory of how she prioritizes you and how her mind seeks to bond with yours. One major sign is that she remembers the tiny details. When a woman is fantasizing about you, she listens to your words with extreme focus. She will bring up a small comment you made weeks ago, perhaps your favorite childhood snack, a specific goal you mentioned, or even a random story about your pet. This happens because her brain is actively building a file on you. To her, no detail is too small because every piece of information helps her build the mental image she has of you. If she surprises you by remembering something you forgot you even said, it is a clear sign that you are a central figure in her mind. Another powerful indicator is the way she reacts to your presence in a crowded room. If you walk into a place where she is already talking to others, watch her closely. She may not stop her conversation immediately, but her energy will shift. She might stand a bit taller, laugh a little louder, or subtly position herself so she is in your line of sight. This is called propinquity seeking. She wants to be in your orbit. If she consistently ends up standing near you or finding a way to join your circle by the end of the night, it is because her internal compass is pulling her toward the person she has been thinking about. You should also look for shared world signals. This is when she starts using the word we or creates inside jokes that only the two of you understand. By creating a private language of jokes or shared references, she is marking a boundary around the two of you, separating your connection from the rest of the world. This is a classic sign of emotional intimacy. She is essentially taking the fantasy from her head and trying to make it a reality by creating a secret world that only you and she inhabit. Finally, notice if she mirrors your digital habits. If you text with emojis, she starts using them too. If you send long voice notes, she begins to reply in the same way. This digital mirroring shows that she is so focused on you that she is unconsciously adopting your style to feel more in sync. It is a modern way her subconscious says she wants to be on the same wavelength as you. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, her behavior shifts from simple interest to a state of high awareness. Beyond the initial physical signs, she begins to show more complex psychological signals that prove you are dominating her thoughts. These next indicators move away from just body language and enter the territory of how she prioritizes you and how her mind seeks to bond with yours. One major sign is that she remembers the tiny details. When a woman is fantasizing about you, she listens to your words with extreme focus. She will bring up a small comment you made weeks ago, perhaps your favorite childhood snack, a specific goal you mentioned, or even a random story about your pet. This happens because her brain is actively building a file on you. To her, no detail is too small because every piece of information helps her build the mental image she has of you. If she surprises you by remembering something you forgot you even said, it is a clear sign that you are a central figure in her mind. Another powerful indicator is the way she reacts to your presence in a crowded room. If you walk into a place where she is already talking to others, watch her closely. She may not stop her conversation immediately, but her energy will shift. She might stand a bit taller, laugh a little louder, or subtly position herself so she is in your line of sight. This is called propinquity seeking. She wants to be in your orbit. If she consistently ends up standing near you or finding a way to join your circle by the end of the night, it is because her internal compass is pulling her toward the person she has been thinking about. You should also look for shared world signals. This is when she starts using the word we or creates inside jokes that only the two of you understand. By creating a private language of jokes or shared references, she is marking a boundary around the two of you, separating your connection from the rest of the world. This is a classic sign of emotional intimacy. She is essentially taking the fantasy from her head and trying to make it a reality by creating a secret world that only you and she inhabit. Finally, notice if she mirrors your digital habits. If you text with emojis, she starts using them too. If you send long voice notes, she begins to reply in the same way. This digital mirroring shows that she is so focused on you that she is unconsciously adopting your style to feel more in sync. It is a modern way her subconscious says she wants to be on the same wavelength as you. Building on those earlier signs, we enter a stage where her behavior becomes even more focused on long-term connection and emotional depth. When a woman is thinking about you constantly, she starts to protect the bond you share and looks for ways to make sure she remains a priority in your life as well. One very telling sign is that she becomes your biggest supporter and cheerleader. If she is the first person to congratulate you on a small win or the one who encourages you when you are feeling stressed, it is because she is emotionally invested in your success. In her mind, your happiness is linked to hers. She isn't just being polite, she is showing that she cares about your well-being on a level that goes beyond casual friendship. She wants to be the person you turn to when things go well and when they don't, ensuring she holds a special place in your emotional world. Another major indicator is protective body language or subtle jealousy. If another woman enters the conversation or starts showing you attention, notice how she reacts. She might move slightly closer to you, re-engage you in a private topic, or even place a hand on your arm. These are not necessarily aggressive moves, but they are territorial. Her subconscious is signaling to others that there is already a strong connection here. It shows that she values what you have and is not ready to let that attention shift to someone else. You should also pay attention to how she treats your time. A woman who is fantasizing about you will be incredibly reliable. She won't play games with her schedule or leave you waiting for hours for a text reply. Because she values the interaction so much, she treats it with respect. If she has to cancel plans, she will immediately suggest a new time and date because the thought of missing out on seeing you is actually disappointing to her. She wants to ensure that the momentum between you never fades. The final piece of this puzzle is the future test. She may start asking you about your long-term goals, your values, or what you look for in a partner. This isn't just making conversation. She is gathering data to see how well you fit into the life she has already started imagining with you. She is checking to see if the reality of who you are matches the person she has been thinking about during her private moments. When you see these behaviors layered on top of the physical signals like blushing, mirroring, and lip contact, the picture becomes undeniable. She is not just interested, she is deeply captivated by you. At this stage, she is waiting for a sign from you that her feelings are returned so she can feel safe moving even closer.